when you have multiple pieces pointed at your opponent's king, and you have backup, what I like to say is if you have 2 more attacking pieces than the opponent has defenders of the king, you start looking for sacrifices. Giving up a bishop for a pawn, or a bishop for 2 pawns, or a rook to open up lines to the king. In this position, folks, white's king has no guards. This bishop does not count. Just don't put a piece on a light square and you won't get taken. But this hardly counts. So rook h4 and bishop takes g3 are both there. And Hans Niemann, it wouldn't be a video talking about brilliant moves if Hans Niemann didn't sacrifice the rook. My throat is sore, so I'm not screaming. Rook takes h4. Please disregard the gigantic X that the auto-generated game review gives. Rook takes h4 is a nasty move. He straight up cannonballs the rook onto the h4 pawn. And now after, it has to be taken, by the way, because otherwise I'm just going to checkmate you. You take on h4, queen takes h4. So now I have a queen coming in, a bishop coming in, and a rook coming in. But I will say there are only 3 pieces remaining. How is white going to get mated by 3 pieces? I don't, right? Now the king runs. King f1. King f1. Now, if I could get a rook to f6, that would be great. But what do I do now? You see, if I make a slow move like bishop c7, I think that gives the king enough time to get, potentially out of the way. Not to mention, I always have counterplay. Well, Hans Niemann was not done just with the rook sacrifice, which I would change to a blue and give this a brilliant. Hans Niemann then proceeded to sacrifice the bishop on g3. Shredding open the position further. It's not even a sacrifice. It's not a sacrifice. It's an attack. I'm threatening bishop f2. I'm also threatening queen h1 and queen f3 and queen f2. So I'm threatening check, here, check. I'm literally attacking the pawn. You cannot take it. Why can you not take it? Because then you open up all of the lines near the king. If you play pawn takes g3, I think it's just mate in 3, rook f6, or you start with queen h1. Doesn't really matter. No, I think it does matter. You have to bring the rook, but it's mate. It's mate. Pawn takes g3 is mate. So, bishop e1, rook f6. Look at how insanely powerful this attack is. Queen c2. Rook b6 incoming. I'm going to try to trade off your rook, and I have enough defense on this pawn that you're not going to break through. Or so you would think. Hans Niemann's attack continues. Queen h1 check. He hunts the king out to e2. And now queen g2, rook f2 check is mate. Bishop takes, queen f2 is literally checkmate. You only have this move. King here. Running away to c1, running away to c3, b3, a2. The king is getting some freaking cardio, by the way. Just going on a full run across the board.